think it's fairly obvious what the poll results are, right? Yeah, it's overwhelmingly in favor of breaking locks. Now, this was kind of unexpected, that getting Clover's ending and finding out that the stuff in the injection gun, I assume that's the knowledge, because the stuff in the injection gun, that's an antidote for tubocurarine. It seemed like exactly what Sigma needs in here to survive. But, to my surprise, it appears to be what we need in here. Kay? Why the hell are you writing it? Look at me go! I can't watch this. There is no God. Hey, Sigma! Alice! He's waving at us now. Alice, what's going on? I'm scared. I'm not watching. This isn't happening. Everything is fine. Huh? What was that? It seems to have taken a picture. Hooray! Before Dio could push her away, Clover found what she was looking for.
I knew it!
Oh! An injection gun. The label on the vial says neostigmine. What's this stuff for?
I don't know, but I feel like I've heard that name before somewhere.
Ooh. Wow,
Give
damn.
it back.
No.
I found it, so it's mine.
Fuck off.
Hey!
Oh. With a desperate lunge, Dio managed to grab the gun back from Clover. Oh, shit. Before she had a chance to protest... Oh. Oh, hi. You made it.
Have any of you seen Quark? Anyone? Please!
Quark? Did something happen to him?
We found a pantry on the other side of the red door, but after we left, he just disappeared.
We've looked everywhere, but we can't find him.
Well. Who's here? Phi's here. Dio's here. Clover, attend me, OG. K. Phi, Dio, and Clover? Oh, okay. Ooh, oh no. Oh, shit. That means Quark's got 9. Oh, huh? Wait a minute. Look at her wrist.
It seems remarkably clean.
Yeah. For some reason, there's no blood on this part.
Maybe she had something on her wrist.
He was bent over with his back to me, peering underneath a thing that looked like a workbench. No golem this time. What the hell? I walked toward him as I spoke. Hey man, what's going on here?
Oh, nothing.
Bent down and saw he was staring at something that appeared to be a safe. Oh, it's empty.
Yes.
Was there something in there before?
No, it was empty when I found it.
Was it?
Yes.
Are we going to find Quark? Are we gonna find... There he is! Quark! No brace... No. Oh no! It's this bracelet. It's... Oh god.
Hold on, Sigma. Calm down. Look at his chest. Can you see it moving?
But what? Quickly pressed a finger to Quark's wrist. It was faint, but his heartbeat was there.
No!
Yeah, you got something to hide, Dio?
You don't get to order me around. I have rights.
Really? Really? As he spoke, Dio made a break for the exit. He didn't get far.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Dio.
He spun around toward the other exit. Stop him!
Right.
Don't know
hell
what you're
yeah.
talking about, but okay.
Gang tackle. All three of us leapt at Dio. Oh, shit. Oh, I knew it. His bracelet's glowing. That means...
Let me go! Get off of me, you fuckers!
Dio, you killed the old lady.
No! You don't understand. This is all some kind of a mistake. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Well, go to sleep, Dio.
Open this fucking thing!
Night-night, Dio. See ya never. Kay stopped for a moment, then calmly folded his hands in front of him.
I was raised in the facility where my father worked.
Little baby Kay.
He was the only person who worked there, which meant he was the only person I saw until I was older. That had been the situation for as long as I could remember, though, so I never thought it odd.
He wouldn't allow me to go near him while he was working. The only times he wasn't working were the times when he was sleeping. As such, the only communication I had was with the education software he'd given me. Suppose I was a fairly expressionless child then. We developed body language to communicate with others, and with no one else to communicate with, I suppose it makes sense. Little 03 doll? 03 put some clothes on. Once I learned to read and write, I began to realize that my situation was not normal. Many of my books mentioned a mother as a part of a family. In several, the mother, father, and children would eat meals together and talk to one another. Soon I found myself longing for a mother of my own. Someone who would always be with me, who would scold me if I did something wrong. At night they would read to me before bedtime. If only I had a mother like that, I thought, I would be so happy. So, for the first time in my life, I asked my father for something. He had finished working and, as usual, was making his way toward his bedroom when I stopped him and asked for a mother. He looked at me silently for a long moment before finally responding, "Okay." I remember to this day how happy I was at that moment. A few months later, he called me into his laboratory. It was the first time he'd ever done anything like that. My heart was beating quickly as I stepped inside. Standing next to him was a young woman, and my hopes soared. When he said her name, rather her ID number, they were dashed. He had given me a robot to play the part of a mother. I didn't want a mother that was just a machine who did what a human told her to. When I told my father that, he looked surprised for the first time in my life. Then he frowned, coughed, and admonished me for being a whiner. He'd never scolded me for anything before. First I was surprised, then angry. Hot tears streamed down my face. My father ordered the robot to take care of me and shoot us out of his lab. The robot was very convincing, and she smiled and spoke as if she was a real person, but I refused to answer her and locked myself in my room. You can talk to a robot, and it will respond. But at the end, you're still talking to a machine, not a person. 03 looking really beat up over there. If that was what I'd wanted, I still have the education software my father had given me. When I ignored the robot as it tried to take care of me, it looked sad. It couldn't really be sad, of course. It was only programmed to look that way. The robot's facade of sadness didn't mean anything to me. After that, I stopped expecting anything from my father. We'd never really spoken to begin with, so it was easy enough for me to make sure we never saw one another. I lived my life as if he didn't even exist. Perhaps it seems strange to you that I continued to live with him. I never considered leaving. Perhaps in the hidden depths of my heart, I longed for a relationship with my father. Everything changed when I was 18. I left my room one morning to find a woman standing outside of it. She was the first human I'd ever seen, apart from my father, I was understandably surprised. For a moment I thought my father had created a new robot, but when I told her that, she laughed and explained that she had come to help him. As it turned out, she was a very mysterious person. She was much older than I was, but something about the way she behaved was almost girlish. She would tell me stories about the world outside in such a way that I was never sure if she was telling the truth or making up fantastic lies. Ultimately, though, the truth didn't matter. I loved her stories. She wasn't helping my father directly with his research, so I spent most of my days with her. Before long, I discovered she'd known my father when he was young. She told me stories of how he'd fallen in love as a younger man, and I began to imagine that the person he'd fallen in love with had been her, and that she was, in fact, secretly my mother. After she settled in with us, our long-established routine began to change drastically. First, we started to eat together. Before then, I had never shared a meal with anyone in 18 years. She scolded me for my table manners, or more accurately, the lack thereof. If I was going to eat with others, she said, I would need to be more polite. Having eaten alone for my entire life, manners had never been something I'd even thought about. My father got in trouble too, when he made the mistake of reading through the research papers during dinner. A look of surprise and embarrassment on his face made me burst into laughter. I couldn't remember the last time I'd shared a laugh with my father. It might have been the first time. The room we considered our living room changed too. Before it had been just been another room, but she made it comfortable. After we finished our dinner, I would sit on the sofa and relax with her and my father. Those times were the ones I cherished the most. For a little while every day, I got the family I'd longed for ever since I was a child. At her suggestion, I started to help with my father's research. He specialized in genetic engineering. I discovered I had an interest in it as well. Time faded away as I lost myself in research. Now that we were working and studying together, my father and I had a great deal to talk about. For the first time in my life, we began to speak with one another like a father and son. Whenever I impressed him with something I learned, I felt a surge of happiness, and it drove me to study even harder. My days felt full, right, and meaningful. Most importantly, I was happy. 4 years passed in the blink of an eye, until one day I happened to overhear my father and the woman speaking in the laboratory. Their tone was serious, so I listened closer, curious to know what they were talking about. That was when I heard her say that she planned to give her life to achieve their goals. It was clear that she wasn't being metaphorical. She would have to die. I was in shock. The research I had thrown myself into would lead to her death? I asked my father to stop his research immediately. He refused to listen. She agreed with him. She told me that she had been prepared for what she had had to do since the day she came to our facility. My father had known about it from the beginning as well. Angry and disappointed, I began to investigate what exactly the research I'd been helping with was working toward. Perhaps, I thought, I could figure out a way to keep her alive. I discovered much more than I'd bargained for. To begin with, I learned that the ultimate success of my father's research would require a good deal of sacrifice. And I also learned that my own existence was just another part of his project. I had been created to function as my father's spare. Whoa. If he died during his research, I was intended to continue it in his place. That's a loaded revelation right there. I was stunned. I was furious with my father, and with her, and even with the research I'd poured myself into for 4 years. There was only one thing to do: destroy the facility and end my father's horrible research once and for all. I made plans to destroy the main reactor, and with it the entire facility. But she saw right through me. My father was livid and locked me in my room until his research was complete. All I could think of was how I might stop him. She did her best to convince me that I had misunderstood, that everything would be fine. As much as I wanted to believe her, I remembered in the back of my mind that she had been the one who pushed me to become involved in my father's research. Had that been an earnest desire to give me something to do with my life, or just furthering their own goals? Still, I couldn't bring myself to hate her. She had given me a reason to live. Even if she had conspired with my father to mold me into his replacement, the warmth she'd shown me had been real. She'd made me feel as if I had a real family. That was something I wouldn't have given up for the world. I pleaded with her to leave, but she quietly shook her head. There was someone very special to her, she told me. He had saved her life once, and she felt her death would help repay that favor. She would have liked nothing more than to marry him and live a happy, normal life together, but she couldn't. For his sake, she said, and for the sake of the future she had wanted, she was determined to see my father's research succeed. I realized then that although she was the most important person in my life, there was someone more important than me in hers. She tried to explain that beyond what we could see is a future where no one would have to die. I refused to listen. What good was a potential future to me? It was what I had now that I wanted. I couldn't stand to think that she would give her life for a man I'd never even seen. So I shut myself off from the world. Perhaps that is why I lost my memory. Well, guess I'd better get moving then. What the hell?
Check his pulse.
It was pointless to check his pulse. He was obviously dead. I did it anyway. Yeah, he's dead.
Look.
Status, dead.
The oxygen level for his
Oh,
pod
Jesus.
says 0%.
How the fuck did that happen? That means he asphyxiated. Assumption was Dio, but
Well,
it's gone.
technically, yes, but
What? What's that mean?
best you just see it. This is what I found in Dio's pod.
Quark's bracelet. Oh!
What?
We'll find out. Shit! They're not here.
Maybe they did go through the door, like Kay said.
With Quark's bracelet?
Or...
Or what? Oh, come on, man. Better not give me that maybe they're already dead crap. I got enough of it from Dio. In this case, they might actually be already dead. You've got to be kidding me. This isn't funny, Phi. If you're right, then you, K, Quark, and I are the only people still alive in here.
Hey, lay off. I want to believe they're alive, too. But...
We heard a noise and turned. K?
I apologize for keeping you.
did you get Dio's bracelet?
Well, technically, yes, but...
Huh?
Best you just see it. This is what I found in Dio's pod.
What?
The busted bracelet. What the hell?
I assume whoever murdered Dio did this.
But why? There's no
I
point.
can't say for sure, but if I were to guess...
At this point, we're out of time.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
With a bracelet like this, I doubt we can get past the secondary door.
That means Kay and I will...
Oh no. Shit. You're gonna...
When the time comes, those 3 doors will automatically close. If anyone is left outside after they close, they'll be penalized.
I see. That's what they wanted. Whoever killed Dio wanted to use the game to kill me and Kay. That's why they broke the bracelet.
I think so. It makes the most sense.
How could you be so calm? In 5 minutes, you're gonna be...
Go on ahead, Sigma. You have those bracelets Kay gave you, right? You should be able to get through the secondary door with those.
Alice died in this round as well.
So just...
So maybe it is Clover killing trying to get us all killed. Fuck that. You know I can't just ditch you guys like that.
But if you stay here, you'll...
You think I don't know that? What kind of a monster am I if I just leave you here to die? Ah! God damn it! This is bad. What was I going to do? I need to calm down. Just calm down. Calm down and think. There had to be a way to save them. There had... Over. Clover's path.
The first is an anesthetic called Soparil Beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called Tubocurarine. Your bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside. If you break the rules, those needles hop out and inject you.
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. That means it's sort of an antidote for tubocurarine. I knew it!
Give it back. I found it, so it's mine.
Oh. To each according to his needle. Of course. The antidote.
The antidote?
I didn't have time to explain. Dio took the injection gun. I took off running toward the exit. Oh my god. Zoom in on the door.
Where are you going?
Stay here. I'll be right back. I bolted out of the warehouse towards the treatment center. Hi, Dio. I think Dio put it in his pocket. Come on, come on, come on. Please still have it. Sweat was pouring down my face. I didn't bother to wipe it off. There wasn't time. I dug frantically through Dio's coat until... Only one vial, though. Aha! Found it! Oh. It's only one dose. The injection gun uses the whole bottle at once. Shit. I can't save both of them.
1 minute.
Oh,
remains
fuck.
Until chromatic doors close.
To the lab. 1 minute? Shit! I spun around and shot out of the treatment center. Alright, where are we going?
3, 2,
Oh, fuck!
1. Chromatic doors closing.
Oh. No. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh dear.
Sigma.
Welp, here we go. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soparil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor. No. I couldn't fall asleep. I had to give one of them the antidote before my bracelet injected me with the tubocurarine. Every ounce of strength I could muster, I forced my eyes back open. Oof. K and Phi lay limp on the floor in front of me. In my right hand, I could feel the injector gun with its precious cargo. I could only pull the trigger once. What was I going to choose? Phi? Or K? No, what was I thinking? There's only one answer. Phi! I didn't even have a choice. After all, K's entire body was covered in impenetrable metal. That is true. I'm sorry, K. Summoned up as much energy as I could. Dragged myself toward Phi. To what felt like an eternity, was finally within arm's reach. No time to waste, I pressed the gun to her arm and pulled the trigger.
Sigma... What the hell did you...
I injected you with neostigmine. It's a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. It's the antidote to the muscle relaxant.
Why did you... pick... me?
Because I can't use the injection gun on K. It'd never get through the metal.
Then... why didn't you... inject... yourself?
Guess you've got a point. Honestly, it didn't even cross my mind.
You're the biggest idiot on the planet.
Hey, come on. Not any kind of thing to say to somebody who's about to die. How about something more tender?
No. Screw this.
Fair enough.
I don't want to live if it means being in debt to you. No goddamn way. I'm not gonna...
Night-night. Her words slurred and slowed, and her eyes fluttered closed. She wasn't dead, of course. I could hear the faint sound of her breathing, and see her chest rise and fall. Good. Phi's gonna be alright. But K... I looked over in his direction. That was when I noticed it. The plug. Open? Wait a minute. There's a hole here on the back of your head. Yeah, it looks like you insert something. It says open, so maybe if you put some kind of key in there.
You could open up the suit and take the mask off.
Shit. Wait. Then he... But when could he have... Oh, fuck. It's empty.
Yes.
Was there something in there before?
No. It was empty when I found it.
Are you sure about that, Kay? What if he'd lied? Could Kay have taken the key? How'd he gotten it? Didn't really matter anymore. What did matter was that Kay had been able to remove his armor. And he had. Well... Oh... Shit, holy shit! Then that would mean... Dio's killer is... I coaxed as much strength as I could from my increasingly lethargic body, and crawled toward Kay. Kay! Wake up! Come on, talk to me! I grabbed his shoulder and shook him until he finally shifted and spoke.
Sigma.
I just need to know one thing. Did you kill Dio? You weren't sleeping, were you? After I left, you took off your armor. You didn't want to go to the same way I had, so you took the other door. After you went the long way around through the warehouse and the crew quarters, you headed for the elevator. Bumped into Phi, and we went back to the lounge to check on you. We saw you. Or we saw your armor, I guess. By then you would have been out of it. While we were in the lounge, you went to the treatment room and killed Dio. Must have turned off the oxygen to his pod, although you probably didn't stick around to make sure he died. Betting you were in a hurry to get back before Phi and I noticed something was up. Once you got back to floor A, you needed us out of the lounge, so you made a noise in the hall to lure us out. Then you ran around and took the long way back to the lounge so that you could enter through the rear door. Once you were there, you put your suit on again and waited for us. As soon as we found Dio's body, we did exactly what you'd expected. Kay, wake up! Something's happened! You pretended to wake up, very disoriented and confused. What is it? Come on, Kay. Almost out of time. Did you kill Dio? Why did you keep the suit on?
Yes.
If you knew this was going to
Your
happen.
reasoning is correct.
Damn.
I killed him.
Why?
Because I couldn't forgive him. He took the life of someone very important to me. I couldn't...
Who did he kill?
The old woman.
What?
She was like mother to me. She showed me how to see meaning in my life.
Wait, are you saying?
Yes, I am. She was the woman who came here when I was 18.
Whoa, hold on. What do you mean here?
Sigma. Unfortunately, we are out of time. There's something I have to tell you. I made a promise that you would hear it. Do you understand? This is very important. You must pay attention. Cannot forget.
Forget? It wasn't making sense. I was about to die. How on earth would I be remembering anything for more than a few seconds?
If you see a lion with two heads devouring the sun, remember these letters. M-I-L-K-E-V-O-L-I.
This seems like I should remember that. That's my clock nonsense. M-I-L-K-E-V-O-L-I.
This will open the second gate.
A lion with two heads devouring the sun. Well, what the hell? That's the password screen in the director's office, right? Hey! Kay! Who told you to tell me this? No! Who are you? Show me! Show me who you really are! I grabbed a hold of Kay's mask and tore it off. Well, what? No, that's impossible. That face. It's my face. Oh, I felt a sharp pain in my left wrist. My body collapsed unceremoniously. Second drug, tubocurarine. Time to die. My vision began to blur, and my head felt unnaturally heavy. The world faded away, and my consciousness slipped down into the cold, dark waters of nothingness. Another piece of the puzzle. And another mystery all in itself. Who is Kay, really? Obviously born and raised in this very facility. With his father who barely spoke to him. Isn't it interesting that both Kay... Obviously it seems like Tenmyoji is affected by the old woman's death. But Kay, too, obviously had this long relationship with her growing up. And this, when we're finally able to deduce that Dio killed her, we finally get to see Kay take revenge. In terms of the endings we've gotten so far, I'm gonna try and slice the important parts of Kay's story before this to give this a more complete picture, but even though it ended with us not going through a white door and dying, it's still, oddly, the most satisfying ending of the three so far. I mean, Tenmyoji's ending, we get a huge nudge nudge wink wink hint that Tenmyoji is actually a certain character from the first game. But other than that, we get nothing. Tenmyoji just leaves. And that's it. We get really his backstory from Quark's perspective when they leave. Clover's ending, we get some obvious hints connecting the story from the first game to a bigger picture cult trying to unleash a global pandemic, studying morphogenetic fields and Esper powers. Well, fuck it, let's just save over this then. There's Kay. Did that gain us anything in terms of opening locks? No, it didn't. Did, however, I mean, we need to figure out who planted the bombs. That's our biggest hurdle to moving forward right now. It's obviously that then there's this, which is a problem. We're either going to have to do this, or we're gonna have to do some bad end hunting to see what hints we can get. Key to, if you find the two-headed lion, key to gate 10. Oh yeah, so here's the hints to get what we need. Here's the hints to stuff we'll need down the line. Bomb number 1 deactivation code. If you find the two-headed lion, which I'm fairly certain is this. Yep, solve the mystery of the two-headed lion. This will open this gate 2. We don't actually know how to open gate 1. I don't know. I'm just assuming that by gate 2 they mean the password. Which, okay. Need to find a decryption key for Alice, which I have a feeling we need that in order to figure out the bombs. It seems like by befriending Alice, the competent secret agent, we'll eventually delve into the mystery of the bombs and then be able to progress through these. I do have a sinking feeling that we're going to need to do some of the bad ends in order to get the stuff we need, which these are our 2 priorities. I feel like we've got the password for the two-headed lion. We got the password from K. We still need the other half of the solution to the two-headed lion, but we don't really know how to get there. We don't really know. So, when we come back, we're going to have to make this decision eventually. But I'll put this against a bunch of other obvious bad end choices. But eventually we're going to run out of stuff to do instead of betraying Luna. Eventually we're going to run out of stuff to do instead of betraying Luna. We're getting there. We are getting there. We got a bomb deactivation code, and we got half of the solution to the two-headed lion puzzle. At least. I assume we do. Okay. I can put 5 choices in a YouTube poll. That's going to be betraying Luna, round 1. Allying with K, round 2. See if he keeps his word. K obviously knows half of this puzzle. Maybe he knows the other half, and we'll get it here. Who knows? Ally K, betray 10 Myoji, betray dead Myoji. Here we allied with Quark. Could betray Quark and get the obvious bad end. Hey, maybe we'll escape. Who knows? I don't even really remember who we played the game against this round. Archives. Oh, control room was us and Luna against Phi. Archives, us and Luna against Clover? Oh, us and Clover against Phi. Us and Clover against Luna. Hence we allied with Luna. Because of course we did. That's right, this was the round where Clover was kind of scummy and trying to seduce us into betraying Luna. So I'm not even going to offer that up as a choice, because fuck that shit. This is obviously a Clover game over. Yeah, okay. Well then. This has been the story of K. When we return, will we give in and decide to betray Luna? We shall see.